Hello. I'm sorry. I have to do woo every time. I don't know why. I'm looks like I'm on MTV or something in the 80s.
It's a woo time.
Woo! Hey, it is woo time. It's Sweet
It is woo
Subversives
time.
time. It's me, Heather Biederman, and the
Yes.
glamorous and gorgeous Cara
Yes,
Schultz.
Kara Schultz. Yes. Yes.
How you doing today?
Good. Good. Doing pretty good.
Awesome. We made it through this week, halfway through this week again.
Yes.
It is going very well. There's so much
Yes.
going
Oh
on
my,
in the world.
there is a lot going on. And oh my gosh. And plus we had to recover from your birthday.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It
Hey,
was Heather's birthday.
it was awesome. Oh, I didn't even upload pictures for that, like to show. Should I like show something? I don't know. I didn't, you know, like, it was like awesome time. Kara and
It
I
was
like
a good time.
had a really good time. We had like a couple friends over. It was super
Yeah.
fun,
The weather
and
was great.
the weather was
We
immaculately
were able to
good.
sit out on the deck.
Considering next week we might have snow, I'm really grateful. I vote no snow. That's how I vote. Um, and had some Russian food. Oh, here
Oh
we got
my
some
God,
such
those
good
cabbage rolls. Those
cabbage
cabbage
rolls.
rolls.
Oh my God. Hey, Michelle. Oh my God. So the cabbage rolls were awesome. We went to a place called, what is it? Hammer and Sickle.
Hammer and sickle.
And it was very good. Great service, wonderful food. So good if people are looking for a nice place to have
Yeah.
awesome, especially like the little eats. Those are good in the Twin Cities. So
Oh, hi, Jake.
there's
Jake
Jake.
is
I missed
in.
that
Hi,
one.
Jake.
Drop in following having watching the progressive tax amendment debate online. Yeah.
That does not sound like fun. I'm just gonna say it.
No. But
It sounds
sometimes
like I would be angry.
you're like, why?
I would shake my fist
I
frequently.
pissed at you angrily.
But yeah, so we had your birthday party.
Yes, we did.
We may have had a few drinks.
I think we had a few. Kara made delicious drinks for me, by the way. In the show, she's talked about her candy cocktails. I've tried them all now.
I know, and I could have done one tonight, but I need to recover a little more
I know,
before I
right?
do that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we had the Reese's peanut butter cup cocktail, a Butterfinger. We had a Mounds,
The Mounds one was really good.
the Almond Joy.
Oh, I
I
love
really
that.
liked the Almond
I
Joy.
like the Almond Joy a lot.
There was a couple others too. Oh, the salted caramel chocolate one.
That was good. Yes, I had them all.
Oh, and then you know how like they have that Ghirardelli chocolate bar that's like the dark chocolate and the raspberry filling. We had like that. So
I think I had a sip of one of those. I don't know if I had a whole glass of that, but all of them were good. Yeah, I liked them. I didn't need to do everything in the world. Oh, Jake's got a few things he's saying. Let's
yeah.
see.
Yes.
Illinois needs to quit spending, not hike taxes, and then he goes on to say, but hopefully we'll have some libertarians going to Springfield and be sworn into the
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing. So yay. Yeah, so October birthday checked off that box.
Yep.
And we had a good time, a really good time. And I am very happy that we did.
Yeah, it was a fun time, and it was just good to hang out with friends, and it was mostly our Liberty Ladies group. So that was fun, and it was just nice. It was a nice dinner. It was good to get out. It was good to have people over. We had snackies and all that kind of stuff, and it was just nice. Yeah, it did, and I think, you have to take those opportunities to hang out with people and,
like weddings and birthdays and to do some normal stuff in the year, celebrating life. And that's a good thing.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. So what are you drinking this evening?
This evening, I'm drinking a non-alcoholic beverage. No, it's a coincidence, isn't it? There is lime in it and ice cubes, and it is Coke Zero, and it is delicious. But there's no booze in this at all.
Because you are doing well half of a
I am doing a sober October. What did we call it? We made
Sobertober.
Sobertober.
Right.
Sobertober. So I wanted to start it after my birthday because I knew we were going to have all the. I wanted those drinks that you were going to make for me. So I'm like, I'm going to start it on the Monday after that. So I started it. Well, technically, I could say I started on Sunday because we didn't have any drinks that day. I know.
No, yes, we had to just lay on the couch
And go,
and do nothing.
and watch an awesome show that we'll talk about later. Yes.
My guilty pleasure.
I know, right? It's awesome.
Now I've got Heather hooked, but we'll talk about that later.
But well, we'll talk a little bit more about the whys, but being healthy, it's a good thing. And I might go into
November.
November.
This as part of your looking at having a healthier life and that kind of thing. So
I'm gonna try to eat healthier too. I mean, Coke Zero isn't the healthiest thing I could be drinking right now, but
it's got a lime in it.
It's got a lime. It's green, for God's sakes. What do you guys want from me? Exactly. It's like practically a vegetable.
I think you can count it as a vegetable if it's green.
I think so too. So there you go. I'm achieving the dream.
So for those of you who are watching, if you are doing something this year to get healthy, or if you're thinking about incorporating something into your life to get healthier this year, let us know. We're going to come back to that topic of getting healthy. We'll do that a little later in the show. So think about what you're doing this year to be healthier, because this year has been like a stressful shit show, and being healthy. And plus, I want all of you Liberty people to be healthy and strong and live long lives so that you can be in the fight for liberty for a long time.
Yeah,
I am not doing Sobertober.
That's okay. You don't have to. I'm just saying it's for me. I've decided for myself.
But I will talk about my healthy things later.
Yeah,
so for me tonight, I'm having mead. So that's honey, and that's healthy. Cheers. I think that's healthy. So cheers.
Here, honey is actually really good for you.
And plus, I had 483 calories left over today to use. So
might as well do them on something tasty and delicious. Yes, honey has antibacterial properties. I'm not quite as sure in the mead form if it works as directly, but they've said that it is a curative drink.
Oh yeah, Ryan's not doing it either.
Not doing Sobertober either. I know. But me and Joe Rogan, we're going to do that. So what food group does honey fall into? It comes out of a bee's butt. So I'm not really sure. If you'd say it's sugar. It's sugar. It's a kind of sugar, but it's sugar.
Put it in the medicinal category.
Yes, like herbs. Where do herbs fall?
Yeah, that's where I'm going to put it.
Yeah, I think so too. I know a lot of people use bee pollen, which I wouldn't recommend to you, Cara, but people who are not allergic to that stuff, they can definitely use that as a health tonic. So there you go. Medicinal.
Yep. Yes,
also wine.
Medicinal.
I put wine in medicinal too.
Yes.
It's yummy. And I'm going to miss it.
Gin. I think gin is medicinal.
Gin has herbs in it a lot of times. So yeah. Although it makes you poop a little bit if you have too much. So
see, medicinal.
You need to poop.
Who needs a colonic when you can just drink gin?
Drink some gin. It's much more fun than a colonic. I guarantee it. Yes. So there you go. You learned something new, right?
Exactly. So we will get back to healthy living and all that kind of stuff, but we have a lot of news. Yes, the election's coming up, so of course there's a lot of news, but yes, we got a lot of news, so we can jump into the news. Yes. So first of all, we'll do a little piece of crappy news, and then we'll get into the good news.
Yes.
So this is about the Omaha World Herald. Okay, and this is absolutely shady what they did. So they did is they are refusing to put any candidate who isn't one of the two old parties in their voter guide or include them in news articles. Like, this is the response from their executive editor when the Libertarian Party of Nebraska contacted them and said, what is up with that? That you do not have any libertarian candidates in your voters guide. And they were just like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And now I am from Nebraska.
Yeah.
And I'm with Jared. Screw the Omaha World Herald.
Yeah, exactly.
This is crap. Because I will tell you, in the Society of Professional Journalists, which most journalists sign on to the ethics for that organization, one of the core ethics as a journalist is you are supposed to give voice to minority views.
Absolutely.
Your job doesn't exist to amplify voices that already have power. It is to specifically seek out minority viewpoints and to get them out there.
Yeah.
That is a core ethic of journalism.
Like the little guy, the people who might not have all the money and to push themselves up in the media, you know, they need to be representative.
So it is absolutely inexcusable from that viewpoint that they are excluding libertarians. But the other thing that it is doing is it is doing a grave disservice to their readers that they are engaging in electioneering. So this is another news organization that has decided to engage in electioneering and have decided to put their hand on the scale and push it in favor of other candidates. And I think that, and keep in mind, this is not an editorial. This is in their news coverage. Inexcusable.
And when they're called out, they're unapologetic about it. They're like, yeah, we don't do that.
Absolutely unapologetic.
And that's the horrific thing in my mind.
So this Saturday, I know the Libertarian Party of Nebraska is going to be picketing at the Omaha World Herald.
Good. It's perpetuating the cycle. I agree.
They deserve all the crap that they're going to receive for that, because that is absolutely inexcusable. In Kentucky, Brad Barron, and he is the Libertarian candidate who's taking on Senator Mitch McConnell. Now, he met all the criteria to be included in the televised debate.
Yeah, he did.
And then Mitch McConnell said, if you include him, I will not be at that debate. And so they caved.
What a bunch of shit.
And they excluded him. And so this is an example of when media sets criteria for inclusion, and then you meet the criteria and they say, okay, yeah, I understand that you met our criteria, but we're just going to go back on that and ignore it. And we're just going to do whatever anyway.
It's shady as hell.
It is shady as hell. And what they should have done is they should have done what PBS did in Arkansas. So in Arkansas, we have a candidate, Ricky Dale Harrington Jr., and he is up against U.S. Senator Tom Cotton. And there is no Democrat in this race, so it's a head-to-head. And so they had that debate today.
There he is. I have the sound on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Are you popping the video up?
Yeah, the video is up right now. Didn't I?
Nope.
Well, what the hell, internet? Yeah. Oh, there. It says share it. It's like, no, I'm not going to. I'm like, yeah, you are.
Let's share it.
There we go.
So what they did is, so Tom Cotton did the same thing. He's like, well, I'm not going to be on the debate stage. That's not happening. And PBS said, fine, don't. We're going to have this anyway. And so they gave an entire hour for Ricky Dale Harrington to give his viewpoints, give answers to questions. And I will tell you, that was a magnificent performance by him. He is an eloquent speaker. There is a reason that he is polling at 38% right now and climbing. So he has been climbing up in the polls. And I think this performance in what ended up being a town hall rather than a debate, because Cotton refused to show, I think that is going to propel him higher up in that. Now, this is another really good candidate that we have. He is, although I believe he was a prison chaplain. He's also been a missionary in China. He's worked in hospitals and doing all that kind of stuff. His wife is in the U.S. Navy. She's currently on active duty and serving. Those are his 3 adorable children.
Aren't they cute? Yes, I had to show that.
So, spectacular candidate, really good viewpoints. I loved how in the first part, when he was able to give his opening statement, he was talking about how, yeah, you can talk about issues and all that kind of stuff, but when you're representing people, it comes down to people. Like, it always comes down to people. And many of his answers throughout that hour came back to understanding people, understanding their motivations, understanding the challenges they're facing. And, he also talked about different solutions, that would help the challenges that they're facing. But also he talked about, the rhetoric and not being an awful human being and different things like that. So if you have not seen that, that PBS, I guess town hall, it's not really a debate. It's only one person. Check that out. I mean, that is amazing. That was really, 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 really good.
And I wanted to point out that we just talked about Omaha not having candidates. And I'd say this is the opposite side. Thank you to the Arkansas PBS for doing the right thing and showcasing him, even though
they're asking if there is a place to watch that.
I will post this right on my YouTube link. Let me get that for you guys, okay?
Yep, we did the link for you so you can watch it.
Yeah.
And it is really good. He had a very good performance. This is someone where you watch it and you're like, I'm happy with him representing the libertarian brand. He did an excellent job.
I'm just like going everywhere. There we go. Here's the YouTube link if you guys want to watch that later. Don't do it right now. Watch our show.
But save that link and you can definitely watch it later.
Yes.
And you should. So,
and I gained a huge appreciation for him from watching that. I just think, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. And so he is on one of my watch lists of candidates, just because it's some campaigns are just a joy to watch, and his really has been a joy to watch. He's been doing the right things. He's been doing consistent messaging. He got started early. He took this very seriously. Excellent campaign. So we've had candidates that have been blocked from being able to be in a debate. We have candidates who are in debates, although by themselves, but we also, and there's been other candidates in debates. Like recently, I think Michael Fricke, he's running for Ohio District 13. And so he was in a debate. So we are getting more candidates who are in debates. We're not being completely shut out yet. However, as the presidential debate, we're still shut out. But there's something exciting happening.
I know what this is. Let me bring it up. Burp, burp, burp.
So if you guys are unaware, there is the, what has had the stranglehold is the CPD, the Committee for Presidential Debates, which is really just the Republican Party and the Democratic Party who are agreeing that only Republicans and Democrats will ever be in this debate. And it's not a debate. And they pick apart the rules and they do all that kind of stuff. And that absolute crap show the last time of where they were just talking over one another when it was just disgusting, really got everyone's attention. And so what happened is a truly nonpartisan group, not bipartisan, nonpartisan group, which is called the Committee for the American Debate, is saying that from now on, if a candidate is on the ballot in all states, then they need to be in the debate. And so they're saying that the Committee for American Debate is bringing together all 3 presidential candidates with 50 state ballot access for a moderated debate. This will be the first and only time every presidential candidate on every ballot will be together in one place at one time. And so I believe they're scheduling for this for, I think, October 29th. And so they have sent the invites out. You will be seeing, and if you've already seen them, because they've been rolling out op-eds in major papers by like really incredible top people. And they are saying they are on board with this. They agree with it. And it's time to break the stranglehold that the Republicans and Democrats have on this debate.
Absolutely.
So I'm really excited about this. If you go there, there is a petition to sign. And I know a lot of people are like, oh God, petitions don't do anything. I think this actually can.
And you know what? Contribute too, get them to get out there more so they can get behind this. Cause I want this debate so bad.
Absolutely. And even for people who are saying, well, I'm for one of the old parties. I already know my candidate, all that kind of stuff. Why would I want this to happen? You do want this to happen. And the reason why all voters should want this to happen, even if you already know whom you wish to vote for,
yes,
is because it would force the candidates to focus on the issues. Yes. And we wouldn't have that childish show that we had last time where we had people just sniping back and forth, talking over one another. They would have to actually address policy issues, and they couldn't just position against one another, right?
Yes.
They would have to take into account views of other parties and how their plan stacks against that as well. Yes. And I think we would get a deeper policy debate.
It could be really interesting and useful for them to think of things in a different way. Yeah, and the American public to think of things in a different way.
Yeah. And again, this is for the voters. This isn't about benefiting a party. This is about what is the benefit to voters. And this would be a huge, huge benefit to voters.
I agree.
Because we cannot have that crap that we saw before. And, it's progressively gotten worse and worse and worse. I mean, do you remember in 2016, the vice presidential debate? It was exactly like the presidential debate where they just talked over one another and it was just awful. Yeah. I mean, that was probably worse. And I know people focused on the debate between Trump and Clinton. But hell, that was magnificent. That was like an Oxford debate compared to that vice presidential debate. Oh, yeah. So is it any surprise that it's just getting progressively worse and worse and worse?
I think people have low expectations. They're like, oh, it's going to be crappy. But why can't we expect more from our top candidates? Why can't we expect all representation?
We need to demand more. And this is one way that we can demand more, which is, the American Debate Committee. We need this. So please share that information, share why this is important, check into it, sign the petition. If you can donate to it. You can write your own editorial for your local newspaper on why this is needed for our country. And I know some people are saying, well, they're in the contract for the presidential debate with the CPD. By October 29th, what's the CPD going to do? They're already not having another debate.
Yeah.
So they can't do anything. There is no contract at this point to break. I mean, the worst penalty is for them to say, oh, well, you can't be in any more debates. Screw it. And yes, Mike Connor, you are exactly right. The status quo is not enough. And it's time that we demand more.
And I shared the address for the American Debate Committee. Like Cara said, please check it out. Share it on your social media. Get the word out so people might get that petition signed. I think it could do a lot of good.
Yeah, sign the petition, share the information, write an editorial, talk to people. Talk to people. This is important. And I do hope that this year we can break the CPD, and if not, we can break them for the next presidential election. But this is important. We have to break them.
So much. Break them. I felt like
Yes.
it was some sort of Rocky, the one where they're in Russia.
I won't break you.
Let's just say, and I've been forced to work for myself. Okay. Yes. I'll break you. Sorry. I think I had too much Russian food this weekend, so I got Russian on the brain.
It's the cabbage rolls.
It might be the Russians are controlling. Oh my God.
That herring.
Herring. I know other people are like, ew, pewy fish. I'm like, I loved it.
I'm not a big herring fan, but holy cow, that was good.
And the vodka wasn't bad either. Sober October. Okay.
Sober-tober.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Woo! So we do have some good campaigns out there, and I always like watching what different campaigns are doing and what pickled hot grapes.
Oh my God,
yes, those were amazing. I've never had pickled hot grapes before, and now I'm going crazy, and I'm going to make my own pickled hot grapes.
They were so good. Well, you got like super hot peppers, so you could totally do it.
And I'm going to do it. Awesome. It's happening.
So I get distracted really easy. Oh,
I know. It's like food. It's like,
oh my God.
So I've been seeing different state parties, different county parties, and they've been doing different billboards for Joe Jorgensen.
Oh yeah,
and that has been incredible. And in Wisconsin, I think it's Fox County, if I remember right. Their county party, they raised funds to do these LED billboards.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Look how huge that is.
Yeah. I mean, and I've been seeing more billboards for our candidates, not just our presidential candidate, but for our candidates all over.
I love it.
I mean, that's been incredible, the amount that they've been able to do. Really, really, really good.
Love it.
So we're seeing those across the country. I know I'm highlighting a Scotty one, but I love seeing that. And I love seeing that libertarians are getting together and they're just pooling funds and they're just doing it, right? They're not saying, oh, I'm just going to leave that to the, to the presidential camp. No, man, they are jumping in and they are doing it.
Get the word out.
I love that. Now, here's another type of, it's not really a billboard.
Oh, I got to click on that. There, that would help. There we go. Can you see that?
Kalish is on my watch list for candidates. I have a little watch list for candidates, the candidates that are doing like a really good campaign, and I think they got a good shot at winning. And so she is running for Hanford City Council, that's in California. And so she hired a plane to go around with this. And I thought that
was so neat.
That's kind of amazing. Like, I really like that. That is very, very cool. And it does not hurt that she's easy on the eyes. I will just tell you that as a candidate, it never hurts if you're attractive. I mean, that's just, it's not fair, but that's the name of the game.
Well, you got to be the total package.
On that watch list, yes, he is. Josh is absolutely on my watch list. Yeah. He is. He's another candidate. We talked about him last week, but yeah, he is actually a fantastic candidate. I will also tell you that if you go onto Kalish's campaign Facebook page.
Oh, yes. That was such a great,
really good campaign video for a city council candidate.
It was amazing.
That's one of the better ones.
And it was like such a catchy catchphrase too. I mean, like, her name's Morrow, so like tomorrow, and like, that I was like, ooh. I mean, I was like,
that's good.
I thought she was gonna be going for like, I don't know, like the Senate or something. It was so good, that level,
Yeah. No, it was a really good campaign video. and I have been impressed because and she's not the only candidate I've seen really good campaign videos coming out from. Yes, we're having exceptional ones from our presidential candidate, better than I've ever seen, truthfully, better than I've ever seen for a libertarian presidential candidate. But at all levels, our candidates are doing amazing work.
Do you think this year, because maybe there's less face-to-face contact, it's more important to have this sort of thing, like a video, a campaign video, or something that gets your image out in front of people in different ways?
Yes and no. I mean, it's always important. Yes, I do think it is important if your field operations are limited. But I will tell you, for a lot of places, we originally thought that field operations were going to be extremely limited, or you just couldn't do them at all.
Yeah.
But candidates have been out there knocking doors, and it has been really well received. And I know even in Minnesota, originally, our Democratic Party had told their candidates, you cannot knock on doors. That's not happening. You can do a door drop, but you cannot do a door knock. And the GOP door knocked, the Libertarians door knocked. We know how to do it. We watched how to do it, what would get a good response, that type of thing, what would be well received. And we implemented that. And so then the Democrats have had to play catch up on that. And I think you're seeing that really across the country. So field operations are happening. And the candidates who jumped onto field operations early, but did them the right way, made huge gains. They made huge gains.
That's so great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, you do need good videos. You do need good images. You do need, I mean, you need to do the whole campaigning.
Yeah.
Do you have that texting response?
Oh, I do. Let me bring that right
so
up.
One of our candidates, so we have, like, at this point, a lot of our candidates are in get out the vote mode or that kind of thing. Field operations is wrapping up, and they're doing text banking and all that kind of stuff. And so one of our candidates has been text banking, and he's text banking like crazy. And I thought this was hilarious. Because this is the second time he's gotten that response back. I mean, you'll get funny responses back. People will, do whatever. But I thought that was hilarious. That was ANCAP trash.
That's so funny.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, that is hilarious. And usually that is, that's usually a response from someone who flirted with anarchy and then decided, nope, I would like government force and violence. I kind of like that. And so then they back away because, they get a little scared. But you do get funny responses, but you also get other really good responses. So yeah.
Didn't somebody get like it's just said penis or something the other day?
They'll text back penis, right? That's a frequent one that people will do. Like they'll just text back penis, just the word penis to you.
That's so funny. Like it's just such a weird thing. Like, I mean, I get a text message. My first thought isn't penis.
Me neither. But I guess, that's what people do. They text back penis for whatever reason. And so my advice when candidates are like, oh, what should I do? I'm like, you can either ignore it or you can do, I mean, there's several different ways you can deal with those kind of things. And usually you just ignore it. But the penis one, I'm like, send them an eggplant. Like, text them back an eggplant. I mean, they requested a penis, so give them an eggplant.
This is the best I can do under the circumstances. Here's an eggplant. Emoji.
Because it is a fine line between being kind of playful with people and crossing a line into like not being appropriate whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, the eggplant usually goes over pretty well.
Well, because if somebody's writing you penis, I think that's that target market for like sending an emoji eggplant. Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's cool. I love it. We
But
also
yeah,
had what was this? Okay. I think we need to see that too. Okay, I'm just like all over the place. Blah. There we go. This
got this
is another
popping it up.
thing.
Yes. So I
Yeah.
posted that.
Yeah.
So I was in a training, and it's a training for city council on how to be more culturally aware, and how to um, I guess not be such a jerk during policy, right?
Yeah.
And how to take into like have cultural competency and all that, all of those related things. And so he had like they had posted a thing about, equality versus equity. And God, I hate when they do that, because I'm
Well, I
always like,
know. It's
"Eh."
regurgitated
I'm
all
like,
the
let's not
time.
do that. But then they put this one up, and I was like, yes,
I like
because
that.
to me, this is the difference. So we have reality, and then you have the three policy positions or three ethics of the different political parties. So you have equality, which is the GOP, you have
Yeah.
equity, which is the
Oh, yeah.
Democrats, but libertarians are about liberation.
It's
Like
like
that's our thing.
get rid of the fence. Get rid of all of that.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
get rid of the pants. That guy was probably really jealous. He wanted to wear shorts too. You know?
Exactly. Screw those fans, man. And it's about looking at things completely differently. So instead of saying, okay, systemically everything's kind of hosed up and it's all set for keeping power structures in place, keeping people in their place, it's about lords and plebes and all that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And they're all about, well, let's do a little band-aid. Let's give you a box. I know you're still screwed and you'll be screwed afterwards too, and you're not allowed to participate and you're not allowed to really get into the game. And libertarians look at it and say, I want to turn that on its head. I want to take the fence away.
Yes.
Like, you're fine as you are. I want to take that fence away. And I know some people look at this and they get a little too literal with it, and they're like, go into the private property rights argument. But that's not what this is about.
Mm-mm.
And the best example I can give is if you're looking at cannabis policy. With cannabis policy, you can decide to keep it criminalized and do the war on drugs and all that kind of stuff, right? You're keeping everything very equal. No one can have it. Or you can decide to do equity, which would be, okay, well, we can have it for, medical or even recreational, but we're going to tax it and we're going to regulate it. And you can only buy it in these places and you have to do your government stamp and you have to do, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's equity. And libertarians are like, no, man, just take that fence down. If you want to grow it, grow
Let's
it.
have it. Yeah.
Like, and if you want to give it to someone, or you want to sell it, or you want to trade it, or whatever you want to do, like, take the fence away.
Exactly.
Remove the fence. So
Let's
that's
not
how I
put
see that.
the obstacles are causing the problem,
Right.
not
Quit
the
just giving
solution.
someone a box to stand on.
Yeah, they're coming up with crazy solutions for things which are actually quite simple. Let's not have a rule. Let's get rid of the rules. And it would be a lot easier for people.
Yeah, because the premise of equity and equality, like those two modes, putting those in there, is that the system is fine. It just has a few bugs we have to fix. Like, there's a few things wrong that aren't working correctly, and we'll compensate. And our view is, oh, no, no, no. The system is working exactly as it's intended to work.
Mm-hmm.
Those are features. Those are not bugs,
I love it.
right? So let's get
Yes.
a different operating system.
Yeah. Do things differently. I love that we just all of a sudden went into libertarian education class. I was
Which
like,
most everyone watching could school me
oh my God, I
on
know.
all of it. So they're all probably like going,
Oh,
"Yes, Kara, thank you for 101. We're so
but you
past
know
that."
what? Like sometimes people watch our show and they're like, I don't know. They may not know.
They might
I
not know.
There's stuff I don't know I learn about all the time and it makes me better. So it's kind of cool. I love it. I just love that. Actually, when you shared that cartoon with me, I was like, that's really cool. And then I didn't even like put it all together that like each of those were different parties. I'm like, oh, so I
Yeah.
needed the schooling. Thank you. Sometimes that's like things aren't always obvious until someone goes, hey, it's like that. I'm like,
And then it clicks, right?
it clicked. That was awesome. It was a great example.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh gosh, what else? Oh, let's see. Did I miss anybody? I was like going there. We had so many people to talk about.
I know.
Oh,
Although
man.
I'm gonna totally jump something in. So when we were laying on the couch on
Yes. Oh,
Sunday recovering from Heather's birthday,
yes, yes, yes.
I got Heather to engage in a guilty pleasure with me.
It was awesome.
This has nothing to do with anything, and I don't care.
I don't care
If you
either.
have not watched this
Oh,
show, the season 9 is
there.
on Netflix right now.
Yay! I had
Watch this
no
damn
idea.
show.
This show is bonkers.
It is bonkers. So
And I
the
love
premise
it.
is it is modern day arranged marriages. Okay, so this is season 9. Uh, and they have some experts and they do all these profiles and all that kind of stuff, but they're not matching you for a date.
No.
They are matching you to get married. And these people only lay eyes on one another, only like they don't even know each other's name. They don't even know each other's name until they're at the altar getting married.
And then they get married.
And then they have to get to know one another. And then after 8 weeks, they decide, do you want to stay married or do you want to get a divorce?
Ah!
Now, I will say it's less of a train wreck than it was the first few seasons. The first few seasons, they were just trying it out. And so there were a lot of things that they got really, really wrong. And so they have changed quite a few things. Is this show exploitive? Sure, it is.
It is.
Is it less exploitive than it was? Yeah, it is. Because I do think they are trying to dial in better and better what makes a good match.
And you know what? Like, I went into it thinking, oh my God, none of these people should be together. And then as we watch the show, I'm like, oh my God, I can see how they're together now. Like, people, I'm like, that'll never work. I'm like, holy crap, that might work.
Right.
And so I was just amazed that by using like psychology, having therapists, sociologists talk to people, they could figure out who your perfect match would be.
Yeah. And, and they do intervene, like all of the couples hit crisis points and, they do have the experts come in and kind of do counseling sessions with them and help and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to give it away. Heather, did you watch any more episodes?
I haven't finished it yet. No. I know that there's some explosive
I even got
things.
my husband hooked on it.
Did you?
Oh yeah. He's watched like every season with me.
See, I kind of want to watch them all now just to see how bad it was in the beginning.
Oh my God. I love this show. I love it so hard. Because for me, like I watch this show and it's all about hope.
I love that. Oh my God. So like the whole hope thing is
And
like
trust.
resonating. It's hope and trust are huge things for me in watching TV this year. I can't really do these like the shows where they're backstabbing each other and meanness.
No.
Like this one and like Ted Lasso is on that Apple network. It is so good and sweet and lovely. I mean, that's what I want this year is, I mean, yes, this isn't all sweet because it's like weird marriage stuff that no matter how you feel about arranged marriages, these people decided they wanted to have an arranged marriage. So that I feel like it makes it a lot better in my mind is like they're grown-ups. They weren't forced to do this. They chose to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And,
not like they're young.
and
I think
honestly,
the youngest is like late 20s. So
yeah.
they're not like, horrifically young and,
And it shows that both men and women, they're looking for that connection in the world. And I thought there's so much heart in that they're so hopeful that this is going to work out. I mean, there's some
And
messed up stuff that happens.
Can you even imagine that where you're like,
Whoa.
oh, we found your person to marry, and like
Go to it.
you you meet them at the altar, and then right after, like, I mean, you have wedding photos and the reception, and you go on a honeymoon, and then you have to move into an apartment together, and
Dear God, it's just nuts. If you think about it, I mean, like all of that, like if you're dating someone and then you decide to get married, you have time to mentally prepare for that. And you kind of know what each other likes. So you're like, okay, we're going to decorate this and it's going to be great and we're going to live here. But you don't really totally know these people.
so look at these photos.
Yeah.
These are people that at this point have known each other for probably like 1 hour.
Yes.
They have laid eyes on each other for probably 1 hour.
Isn't that crazy? Like, okay.
And look how they're already like snuggly, right?
And I mean, they have like the most pushy wedding photographer ever because like she's like, okay, now lean in, give kisses, but they're all like really like cute and happy, you know. I mean, like there's one of the couples that I just adore because like the minute they saw each other, I was just like, they are on for each other. It was just amazing because like you knew like they had not only like their personalities picked, they had like a instant physical thing where they both like liked each other. And it was just like it lit up the whole screen with like that enthusiasm. So I when you said we were gonna watch this, I'm like, I wasn't gonna fight you because I was like, oh,
I know Heather was like,
on the couch, fine,
like whatever. At least I could sleep, maybe.
But it was good. I watched the whole thing. Like I'm like addicted. And there's like 11 seasons. Is that right? Or is it 10 seasons? 9?
We're in the 9th season.
Because I read
Heather, like, when you get through it, then we gotta talk.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Because I just like this. I'm in it to win it. It was so good. And who knew? Who knew this was going to be like such a crazy show that had a big heart?
Yes.
Because I kind of rag on some of the I don't know, reality shows just because they sometimes are so mean, you know, like where they're out, like they want to win so bad they'll like hurt everybody in their way, you know? But this is actually like they want each other to do well. I mean, like,
well, and you're rooting for all the couples.
Yeah, you're kind of like, wouldn't it be cool?
Like, oh, come on,
please. Just every once in a while they say stupid stuff where you're just like, why did you say that? Like if I was sitting there like, girl, he just gave you a compliment. You should be a little nicer about it. I don't like compliments. I'm like, oh my God. But stuff that I wouldn't like, I would hope they wouldn't match me up with somebody like that, you know, in that reality, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, so for people who are watching, start thinking about your one awesome thing because we are coming towards the end of the show. That's where we share one awesome thing that happened to us this past week. And you can type in what your one awesome thing was, and then we'll share it. Heather and I will share as well. But first, while you guys are thinking of that, we're going to talk about what we've been doing to get healthy this year.
Yes. So, okay, I decided that there's enough people in my life that are very like sick and they're not healthy. There's some depression, and everyone I know, as Cara takes a drink, is drinking a lot this year, and I am one of them. I drank way more than I probably should just because like I'm stuck at home. There's not much to do, I'm like, I'll have a glass of wine. I love wine. I love wine. I love beer. I love mixed drinks. Yeah, I like all of that. But I'm gonna try this out because I've been reading about stopping diabetes and
Mhm.
like turning things around in your body so you can stop inflammation. I know I'm like I could go on and on about this. I like this. Move to Lower Alabama so I can hang out with you both. Well, when I'm
Yes.
done with sober October, I will totally come hang out. But I think this is going to kickstart some healthy practices. I'm
Good.
trying to, kind of give my body a chance to like get back to that normal baseline and
Yeah.
maybe lose a couple pounds too. It's like that people joke about like what is it, the quarantine 15 or the
COVID-19.
COVID-19. Yes, I've gained a few. So trying to be healthy, eating healthier, and not drinking for a month at least. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about it in a month, and I'll see how it went. How about you,
So,
Kara?
um, once we got a little ways into like all this craziness, I um already cut down on drinking because I had
Good.
made the decision that if I was bored or anxious or sad or angry, alcohol was not happening.
Yeah,
And so if I felt those emotions, then I was going to like drink herbal tea or, do something like that, right?
that's a good
Because
choice.
that's the difference between um, self-soothing
Ah,
and self-care, right?
yeah,
But self-soothing is, oh, I feel kind of crappy. I want to eat a cookie. Oh, I feel kind of crappy. I'm going to drink some wine. Oh, I feel crappy. I'm going to, I'm depressed. I'm going to buy something, right? That's self-soothing.
yep.
But that's not self-care.
Mm-mm.
And self-soothing doesn't actually make you feel better.
No, it's just
And
like a little
so,
band-aid that can fall off and it doesn't
yeah.
hurt.
And in fact, you end up feeling worse. You
Yeah,
feel
I
worse.
always do, especially if I overdo it, like eat a whole bunch of cookies and like one cookie was fine, but a whole
Give me
bunch.
soothing every time.
Give me soothing every time. I love it.
But I decided at the same time, I decided there are times I do like to drink, um, but only when I'm feeling like up, that kind
Yeah,
of thing. I, and where I'm not like, oh God, I need to, when I'm not looking to change my mood, I guess
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to articulate. And so I had already made that decision, which I am very happy about, very happy about. Also for the
Those
when you,
cookies with Laura.
oh yeah, I know when you want to eat a snack, I had like for a long time now, I've tried to do healthier eating and I've done a pretty good job.
You
But
have,
I also made the
yeah.
decision of, when I feel like I want like a snack, although Doritos are my downfall,
Yeah,
which is
they're
why I try not
delicious.
to ever buy them because I will eat the whole bag.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but when I feel like, oh God, I just want to eat like a cookie. I just want to eat like, that kind of thing.
It's fun.
Then I eat like almonds or do that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So I've been pretty good on that. Um, Off and on for the past 3 years. I have as a daily goal, and I do not always hit this goal by any
it's
means,
okay.
but I have as my daily goal, and I do hit it pretty often, which
Good.
is to eat 6 cups of vegetables a day.
That's a good goal. I mean, I think like eating everyone should eat more vegetables. It's so good for you.
Mhm.
Cleans out you on the inside.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it's hard to overeat or hard to go over a calorie intake if you're having 6 cups of vegetables a day. So if you have that as
A
your main
lot.
goal, like you can just forget every other food goal.
Yeah.
And if you only have that one and you hit it, you're going to have a healthy diet.
I mean, really, you'll eat less calories in general. I mean, you're going to be full, so hopefully all that fiber will like be
You're
good
going to
for
get a
you.
lot of good nutrients in you, all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. So I know that you also take supplements.
I do too.
What supplements do you take for
um
health?
okay, so in the morning, it's not exactly a supplement. I do a green drink. It's a green protein drink every day. And that gives me a whole bunch of veg early in the morning, lots of
Yeah.
protein, so I'm feel like I'm not hungry. During the day, I take a fish oil supplement. I take a multivitamin. I take extra vitamin D because I'm deficient, and it's a good thing to take. Let's see. I think that's about it. There's oh god, I'll say this wrong.
Turmeric.
Turmeric, and it's a turmeric and ginger combination for inflammation. And
Yep.
then at night, I take a mushroom supplement, which is not like the drugs. It's just like the Chinese herbs. So it
Which
helps with
mushroom is it?
it's multiple. It's got lion's mane. I think it's shiitake, uh, turkey tail. There's like a few others. There's like about 11 in there, and so it's a combination. And I found that I'm way healthier if I have some mushrooms in my supplements. So I take way more than most people do, but I have like different. You look at your own needs and you go, what makes me
Yeah.
feel better, and what like when you do blood tests, are you deficient in something? And you can work on that. But do you need a lot? No. I mean, if you're eating all veg
Yeah.
and getting good protein in your life, you're probably going to be a lot healthier anyway.
Yeah. So the supplements I take are in the evening, I do a multivitamin. I take melatonin every night.
Oh yeah, that's good for you.
Um, I take turkey tail. So I do these as standalones. I do turkey tail. I do lion's mane.
Yes, perfect.
Turmeric, vitamin D drops,
I do have
and a
magnesium.
probiotic. So I take a probiotic.
I take one Brazil nut every day. I eat it, and it has selenium and magnesium, and it's like better than a vitamin. So if you
Yeah.
are looking for one nut to eat in your life, one or two, if you eat more than that, you might poop. So
Yeah.
don't
And I
eat too
take,
many.
and I do the 2 tablespoons of tree nuts every day. I have like a mixed thing of tree nuts. So
Yeah,
I do those every day. And yeah, so I try to do that, and I do my 6 cups of vegetables and 2 cups of fruit
I
I
love
try to do
that.
every day. Um, you know, I still have a hard time sleeping. That's
Stress
just been
is kind of
a
the
hard time.
thing. Well, and my cat wakes me up like 10 times in a night
Yeah,
some
we have
nights.
cats that wake us up. I especially during this time of year, I have candidates contacting me
Gonna have a
pretty
cat.
much 24 hours a day because I mean, it's hard running as a candidate, and sometimes they just hit a point where I know they've been up for hour after hour,
Oh,
and they're just
no.
having a moment. They're having a moment. Um, and most of them, I mean, they have my number and that kind of stuff. And I've told them, you can call me whenever. And sometimes they just need to talk for 15 minutes. So I slip out of bed
It's like, I'll
and,
go talk to
and go
you.
downstairs and chat with them and that kind of thing. And, you
That's
know,
not so bad. It's
but
good.
it also means that I almost never get more than 1 hour I get like 1 hour sleep blocks. Like I get a few.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. I need
So,
more sleep than that. I know it's hard, but that's what comes with the territory, especially during candidate season.
election time. I know,
Mm,
but we're in the home stretch. We're in the home stretch.
you
So,
can do it. Oh,
we need to get to our one awesome thing. So, if any of you at home have your one awesome thing that happened to you this week that you want to share with people, it can be something big, it can be something small. It's just like one thing that happened this week that made you really happy.
well, yeah, you do need to sleep better than that. But I think mine, well, okay, like last week was my birthday, so that doesn't technically count for this week, but it was awesome. Thank
It
you.
counts because it's in the week from Wednesday to
I
Wednesday.
love that. It was one of my highlights of the year. And then work related, we recorded a video for work that is going to be in a national conference presentation. So I got to edit it, and I'm so glad we did really good on our recording. I just got to edit the heck out of it and turn it in. So yay, I feel good.
Oh, someone else had as theirs girls' night out for Heather's birthday. And I
Yay,
have to jump on that bandwagon. I had
yay.
such a spectacular time just we started at 3 and had people over and had dinner at like 7:30, and it's not like we were out late because I
No,
think we were home by 10:30.
yeah, it wasn't that late.
But I mean, it was just a great day. I mean, it was just
So much
nice
fun.
talking with everyone and having a good time. And I mean, I want more of that. I want more of that in my life.
Me
So, I mean,
too.
that was a really good time.
Thank you for being my good thing.
You're always my good thing, Heather.
Yay! Oh, see, it's a mutual love society right here. We all love you and we love each other. Do you guys have good things? I'm like, we're running a little long, but I don't care. I mean, like, seriously, if you guys have something good you want to shout out, like, this is your chance. You know? This is what you're supposed to do
Like
in a class. You're supposed to, like, be quiet, and you're like, wait. Hmm. 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 I guess they don't, but that's okay. Because we had such an awesome week. We make up for all of you guys. I know you're like, I can't compete with that. Heather's birthday is so awesome. I'm like, I know.
This is true.
It was awesome. Epic. Oh, but now like I'm gonna have like this whole month to like want to have another one. And then when I'm done, I'll be like, Kara, I'm done with October, Sobertober. And I'll be like,
Well,
time
we
for
can still do
yeah,
something.
it's not like we can't do stuff. We just can't like I'm not gonna drink during that.
Right.
You know, it's just different. Isn't that a different mindset? It's so weird. Anyway.
No, we could have like 50 million awesome teas and stuff.
Oh my god, I love tea. Yes. And as long as there's like food in the world, I will always be happy because there's something tasty out there that I want.
Oh, those cabbage rolls.
Oh, I know, and that's not really that unhealthy. I mean, if you really think about it, as long as you're not mixing it with gallons of vodka, you know,
God, that was good.
it's all good. So, guys, thank you for joining us
Yes.
for this awesome show. I love getting to talk and share, and we love seeing you every week. It's super, super duper fun. So, if you think of things that you want us to talk about, send us comments, send us notes. We're really happy to like come up with some new ideas. But join us next week for more good news and lots of positive stuff about the LP. Because you know what? Oh, and then
Oh,
somebody's like, I want to know what y'all's Halloween's costume is. You're going to have to wait and see, baby. Because maybe I don't know. But but we will be wearing Halloween costumes. What day of the week is Halloween this year? I'm going to look. Oh, it's on Friday, but we'll do it probably the 28th then. So
yeah.
that's 2 weeks away. So we will be definitely
We'll be
doing
in
costumes
costume.
that day. That'll be our Halloween special. So, and then we expect you guys to be in costumes too and share pictures. And then we
Yep.
can all like, hey, we can even have guests on the show. If somebody's in a really cool costume, we can invite them on. We've done that before.
Yes.
So
Yes.
think about
I
that.
like that. That has to happen.
Oh, such a tease. No, it'll be great. It'll be like, I'm a sexy potato. Oh, sorry. Oh,
No.
so no, you're like, no, Heather, no. I'm like, dang it. All my best costume ideas. All right. But have a great week, y'all. We love you. And if you want to support our Patreon, is out there. Did have you guys heard of Pomplamoose? Like the band? It's on YouTube. They do covers of tons of songs. They're awesome.
Yeah.
The lead guy, who's one of the the top 2 people in the band. He created Patreon. I had no idea. Or is
I
it
didn't know
Kickstarter?
that.
Was it Patreon or Kickstarter? I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it's Patreon. But it could be. No, it can't be Kickstarter. That's older. But I think it's Patreon. So I'll fact check it and post it because that's how it goes. But so if you want to send us money, go ahead. That's fine. But we will see you next week, and take it easy, guys. So see y'all later.